So we want to look at imperatives in Swahili. And of course, imperatives, as we all know, are words that we use to give commands, and directions. Now, in Swahili, if an imperative is addressed to just one person, it is formed by using the verb stem. Now, let's look at these examples just to help us appreciate when you're giving a command just to one person, okay? Now, for example, we can have this sentence: Fatuma sema mwanafunzi. Fatuma sema mwanafunzi. So the translation of this sentence in English would be Fatuma say mwanafunzi and the translation of mwanafunzi in English is student, okay? Another sentence would be like this one: sema tena tafadhali. And the translation of this sentence in English would be repeat please, or say again please. Okay, so you notice therefore that when you are actually giving an imperative, as we said, just to one person, it's a command, you simply use the verb stem. And of course, in these sentences, the verb stem here is sema or say, okay? We have seen imperatives in the singular form, or rather when you're giving it to one person, okay? Now we want to look at examples as far as imperatives are concerned when you are actually giving a command to more than one person. Now, when the command is being given to more than one person, a plural form with the suffix ni, all right, is actually added or to the verb, or it is used to show that actually you're pluralizing, your command, okay? And then, of course, when the suffix ni is added to a verb stem that ends with letter A, the final A of that verb changes to E, as we are going to note, in the following examples, okay? So let's look at these examples to start off with. In this sentence, the plural, the word here singular, soma, okay? If you're pluralizing this word to, in other words, you are actually talking to more than one person, and then of course this will be so many. Okay, and of course the English translation of this would be read. Okay, so you notice that the A changes to E, and of course there is that the suffix ni, which makes the sentence or the word plural. Okay, let's look at another example, and this will be nenda. Okay, the plural of nenda would be nendeni. okay, and of course the English translation would be go. Okay, again you can see the changes. All right, another example would be imba. Okay, the plural of imba would be imbeni, and of course the English translation is sing. Okay, so you can see the changes that we just mentioned earlier on, that from the singular soma, when you're pluralizing, the a changes to e, and of course it's next to the suffix ni, which shows that actually that command is pluralized. You're speaking to more than one person. Okay, now if the verb stem ends in other letters such as e, okay, or I, or o, or u, other than letter a, as we explained before, the verb stem does not undergo any changes. It remains the same. The only thing that we do, as in the previous example, is to actually have the suffix ni added to the verb stem. All right, so let's look at examples of verbs with letters e, I, o, and u, as opposed to what we discussed earlier on, verbs ending with letter a. Okay, so for example, we have this word asande. Okay, and of course if you're pluralizing this word, it will be asanteni. Okay, so you notice here that the letter E remains the same, and of course the only thing we have done is to have the suffix ni to the verb. Okay, and of course the English translation here would be thank you all. Okay, another example here would be Rudy. Okay, and of course if you're pluralizing here, it will be Rudini, okay, and the English translation would be return you all. Okay, another example here would be jibu, and the plural would be jibuni. Okay, and of course the English translation here would be answer you all. Okay, so this is just an example to help us appreciate how the verb stem ending with letters e, I, o, or u other than a remains the same, does not undergo the changes that we discussed earlier on with verbs that end with letter A.